Hello and welcome back to the Indie Author Studio. My name is Hannah Gaudette, author of 8 self-published books and counting, and today I want to talk about whether self-publishing is right for you. And guys, I'm just going to say right off the bat, there is no right or wrong answer when deciding indie versus trad. It's only a matter of what's right for you and your book. So which journey do you want to embark on? Let's find out. And guys, if you want to get this in a self-assessment checklist, click the first link in the description and I'll send that to you absolutely free. So let's start with why many authors choose self-publishing. And to start with, I'm just going to debunk a myth here. It's not because it's easy. Because it's not easy. And in many cases, it's probably harder than trad, but anyway. So why do so many authors choose indie publishing? Well, first of all is the creative freedom. You have complete creative control over your book, and that is a huge draw to self-publishing. You are going to work with editors and beta readers who are going to help you improve the story, but you aren't answering to an editor who is part of a publishing house and who can probably dictate changes that you don't necessarily want to make. Self-publishing also gives you a larger royalty percentage in most cases than traditional publishing. However, a larger royalty percentage does not necessarily translate to more money. And here I'm just going to give a reason why you might choose to go traditional. Your debut novel with a traditional publishing house is going to have the benefit of their entire marketing team working on it. Your debut novel as an indie author is not going to have that, so it's entirely contingent upon your marketing efforts. So just because you have a larger royalty percentage doesn't mean you're actually making more money than if you were to go traditional. However, if you can get to that point of bringing in a lot of readers and making a lot of sales, then you probably are making more money than many traditionally published authors because of that larger royalty percentage. Another reason people like to go indie is because they have the option to do some really fun things like special editions, illustrated editions, deluxe special editions. You can run Kickstarters for pre-orders where you are often offering special editions, and it's a great way to build community with readers. And that's really one of the greatest parts of indie publishing is the community that you build with readers and other authors. And of course, traditional publishing has that as well, but I've only experienced it in the indie world, so that's what I can speak to. Now, why would somebody choose to go traditional? Well, as I already mentioned, one reason, you have a marketing team behind you. You also have editors behind you who are industry professionals, and there's no question of, are they legit? Are they good enough? They are already working and have worked probably many years in the industry. With indie publishing, a lot of the work is left up to you, and so is the financial investment. You are paying for the editor. You are paying for the cover designer. You are paying for the formatting unless you can do that part yourself. So there is a lot of cost associated with self-publishing that doesn't exist in the traditional publishing world. And it's difficult to recoup those costs, especially on your first book. You might not recoup them at all, but you still have to put them out. So that's a big reason why somebody would choose to go traditional, even though traditional publishing has a longer wait period, a longer period of time before your book comes out, but you don't have to put out that upfront money, and you have a much greater chance of making money on your debut novel with traditional publishing. And that's actually why many authors choose to go hybrid. They will publish maybe their first book with a traditional publisher, or maybe their third or fifth book with a traditional publisher, but they have some of each. So they're actually getting the benefits of both. They have some books where they're getting a larger royalty percentage and more creative freedom and a shorter publishing timeline. And then they have other books out that have the benefit of a marketing team, professional, industry-approved editors, and so on. Many authors also choose to go trad because of the mentors that they can find in the traditional publishing world who have gone through it with dozens of their own books, or they've gone through it with hundreds of other authors' books, and they can provide wisdom and insights even on the business side of things. So that's a really valuable tool as well in the traditional publishing world that doesn't always exist in the indie world, or it can be hard to find. A lot of what you will do as a self-published author is through trial and error and learning what works and what doesn't. So why am I still self-published after 8 books? Well, it's really for the reasons I've outlined here. The creative freedom, the royalty percentage is a plus, but I'm not to the point of fully recouping costs on my books, except for those that I have run a Kickstarter campaign for. Those have recouped their cost. So that's another thing to keep in mind if you choose indie. But I've chosen to continue with self-publishing because of the creative freedom and the connections that I've formed with readers and other authors. And once again, there is no right or wrong answer for everyone. It's simply what is the best option for you and for your story. So if you're still wondering which is the right path for you, check out the self-assessment checklist in the description, and that is a totally free checklist that can help you decide which path to take with your story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.